The views and opinions expressed by the host or presenter and by participants are solely their current opinions and do not reflect the opinions of ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, its shareholder, or its affiliates. The opinions of the on-air guests or participants are based upon information they consider reliable, but neither ZBC nor its shareholder nor its affiliates warrant their completeness or accuracy, and they should not be relied upon as such.
So whatever my mind can see, that I will achieve, because I do the things I should, between my brethren kind and good. So I'll keep moving on, I won't stop now, I'll keep moving on to reach the top, sir.
Thank you, my Straight Talk family. We keep moving on at 8 past the 8 o'clock hour. I do apologize for the tardy start tonight, but in the process, I do wish you a very pleasant night, St. Kitts and Nevis, and to all in the entire Caribbean region. To my Straight Talk family in the Kittitian and Division diaspora, I say greetings to all on the World Wide Web. Log on to the Ian Patches Liburd page, no doubt on social media. But I know that you are all over the world. Some of you in Africa, there are some of you in Asia, there are some of you in Europe, and there are a whole lot of you all over North America. So I'm at liberty to say good night. I can say good morning as well. I am at liberty to say good afternoon, because one of such greetings is applicable to the region in which you now find yourselves. Straight Talk is a public service program that facilitates and promotes free expression on all issues of national interest, be they legal, be they environmental, be they technological, social, economic, and or political issues. On Straight Talk, you do have a forum to express yourselves freely. Let us, in the process, continue to keep St. Kitts and Nevis as one of the freest countries in the entire world. In this program, we try to raise the level of national consciousness. We try to raise the level of national discourse by alerting our people to their rights, to their responsibilities, and certainly to their obligations. My name is Ian Patches Liburd, and I give Almighty God thanks for blessing you, or blessing me, I should say, with another opportunity to join you in conversation, my Straight Talk family, on yet another occasion. And for those who are first-timers, Straight Talk is a participative program. By that I mean we include your calls, we include your emails, and if you're so minded to call, you can access the program via 465-2555 and or 718-577-2916. My Straight Talk family, if you are joining us again for the first time, we say welcome. Tell the whole world, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell your family that Straight Talk is on every Monday and every Thursday from 8 in the PM until 10 PM. And I understand, I believe the clocks are going to go forward on the Sunday, so we'll be on the same time. I understand my brother was interred today by Mother Bonzo. And those who have lost loved ones, we also try to hold you up in prayers. In terms of our COVID-19 situation update, we always bring you up to date as well. And the latest update gives us quite a lot of comfort once again, because in the last 24 hours, there were no confirmed cases. None, nil. And in fact, there are just a total of 4 active cases. Remember, we did have 42 deaths, 42 too many, and we trust that such will remain the same. I always look at the vaccine rate, and we are going up slowly. We are doing pretty well nonetheless at 82.7%, 83% of our first doses, and 78% are fully vaccinated, 77.5 to be exact. We take it to theirs at 78%. And some time ago, we have also introduced a component in the program called Observations in Review. It's a time when we reflect and try to establish what we have accomplished in the past week or during the week, during the past program or since the last program. A time when we examine how it has helped others and what has changed since then as well, and what can be expected. What can be expected next, and what new have we learned as a people? In our first observation in review tonight, we bring focus on the ongoing invasion in Ukraine that continues to create social and economic havoc in Europe and beyond. The flagrant violation of the United Nations Charter was already expeditiously denounced by Secretary General Antonio, Guterres, some time ago when he said this.
Good afternoon. The Secretary General will make a statement. We will not take questions today.
We are seeing Russian military operations inside the sovereign territory of Ukraine on a scale that Europe has not seen in decades. Day after day, I've been clear that such unilateral measures conflict directly with the United Nations Charter. The Charter is clear, and I quote, "All members shall refrain in their international relations from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state or in any other manner inconsistent with the purposes of the United Nations. The use of force by one country against another is the repudiation of the principles that every country has committed to uphold. And this applies to the present military offensives. It is wrong, it is against the Charter, it is unacceptable, but it is not irreversible. I repeat my appeal from last night to President Putin. Stop the military operation. Bring the troops back to Russia. We know the toll of war. With death rising, we are seeing images of fear, anguish, and terror in every corner of Ukraine. People, everyday innocent people, always pay the highest price. That is why the United Nations is scaling up our humanitarian operations in and around Ukraine. Today, I'm announcing that we'll immediately allocate $20 million from the Central Emergency Response Fund to meet urgent needs. We and our humanitarian partners are committed to staying and delivering to support people in Ukraine at their time of need. United Nations staff are working on both sides of the contact line, always guided by the humanitarian principles of neutrality, impartiality, humanity, and independence. We are providing life-saving humanitarian relief to people in need, regardless of who or where they are.
And my Straight Talk family, there are millions of people in need. Meanwhile, over 2.2 million refugees have fled Ukraine. And as the General Secretary intimated, creating or causing grave humanitarian concerns. The economic fallout has already been felt across the globe. And St. Kitts and Nevis, we in fact issued a release under the caption, St. Kitts and Nevis joins international sanctions against Russia and Belarus. And this is dated the 8th day of March 2022 from Basseterre in St. Kitts. And it reads as follows, my Straight Talk family. St. Kitts and Nevis has today joined other nations to impose tough international sanctions against Russia and Belarus for its brutal war of aggression against Ukraine. The cabinet of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis voted to replicate and implement in full the sanctions imposed by the European Union, United States, and United Kingdom against hundreds of named Russian and Belarusian individuals and entities. In solidarity with US and European efforts to isolate the Russian government for its military invasion, the CBI has implemented a pause on citizenship application files from all applicants from Russia and Belarus, irrespective of whether or not they are on the sanctioned list. This pause is effective immediately. On March 2, 2022, St. Kitts and Nevis voted in favor of the UN General Assembly resolution demanding Russia immediately end its military operations in Ukraine. As St. Kitts and Nevis government spokesman said, we condemn in the very strongest terms the awful aggression of the Russian Federation against the people of Ukraine. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is therefore choosing to implement the devastating and punitive sanctions announced by our Western friends against Russia. We stand with Ukraine and reaffirm our support for free democracies everywhere. The CBI unit will continue to work closely with its due diligence companies to ensure that Russian and Belarusian names are continually being monitored against these sanctioned lists and to note any changes that may occur in the future. And that's a release from the government of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis under the caption, St. Kitts and Nevis joins the international sanctions against Russia and Belarus. Meanwhile, as the economic fallout has already been felt, as I said before, around the globe. It's also been felt in St. Kitts and Nevis. The Ministry of Finance announced a 93 cents increase for unleaded gasoline at Sol gas stations in St. Kitts and Nevis, with effect from Tuesday, the 8th of March. The ministry, in a statement, said the cost of unleaded gasoline at Sol pumps will increase from EC dollars $15 and EC $15, I should say, per gallon to $15.93 per gallon. At the Delta gas stations will continue, the Reese added, to sell unleaded gasoline at $16.01 per gallon. So even in St. Kitts and Nevis, we have already feeling this in our pockets. And these, as the ministry said, are the maximum retail prices at which unleaded gasoline can be sold at respective companies' service stations. So, as we live in one global village, we will all feel the effects of these happenings all over the world. Our second observation in review cites a report by Liburd of SKN Newsline, which goes something like this, my Straight Talk family.
Police issued by the People's Action Movement, PAM, stated that police will likely charge Government Minister Lindsey Grant regarding an altercation with police officers earlier this year. Just days ago, Minister Grant had called on the police either to charge him or clear his name. Grant, in his video statement, had said there are political motives behind the situation. The PAM statement by leader Sean Richards said Grant's lawyers have described the charges as baseless and can successfully defend the matter. The PAM political leader wrote in his statement, quote, "Indeed, we are aware of the political subtext to the entire issue, and there have been naked attempts by some to seek to score political points. That is why, in many ways, we are glad the charges have been brought and we call for a speedy trial so that the real story will be told and some of the real intent exposed to the legal system, which we have extreme confidence in." End quote. According to Richards, the party is in full support of Minister Grant. Glenn Bart reporting for SKN Newsline.
My Straight Talk family, timelines have become fussy, as this is an excerpt from a statement.
A press release issued by the People's Action Movement, PAM, stated that police will likely charge...
Forgive me, my Straight Talk family, forgive me for that interruption, but I was saying that timelines have become fussy, or fuzzy, I should say, as this is an excerpt from a statement made by the elected member 3 days after the summons to appear before the court on Monday, the 25th of April, 2022, signed by District A Magistrate, Your Honor, Fitzroy Eddy. This excerpt as well goes like this, my Straight Talk family. An excerpt of a statement made by the elected member.
There has been much discussion on this incident in the public domain. I am aware also that considerable political pressure is being exerted on the relevant authorities to charge me with some offense.
And my Straight Talk family, there's a question that many are asking that has derived from that comment to it. Is the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force the relevant authority accused of being complicit? And that's a question being asked. Many law-abiding citizens have taken serious note of this comment as well, my Straight Talk family.
My information has led me to the inescapable conclusion that elements within the same government in which I serve are hard at work to not only orchestrate charges against me, but perhaps to achieve some narrow political gain by seeking to wrongfully implicate others.
And my Straight Talk family, this has also derived another question that is being asked as well. Is the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force also involved in some criminal conspiracy with elements within the government to engage in an illegal activity or wrongdoing? These are questions that ought to be answered. Our final observation and review highlights, or rather is a reminder to all, that the People's Action Movement Annual Convention is slated for Sunday, March 13th, under the theme, Keeping the Promise. And those are our observations in review for tonight, my Straight Talk family, as we always keep you abreast to the current issues that are highlighted or that are occurring in our beloved Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We provide you the facts without comment, but we bring them to you as a public service, community service. The Straight Talk family is always welcome up. I woke up very early this morning, my Straight Talk family, and I rolled over onto my knees, and as usual, went into my morning meditation. In silent prayer, I thank the Lord for the night and for the present morning light. I thanked Him for the rest and food and loving care and all that makes the world so fair. I asked the Lord to help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good, in all I do, in work or play, and to grow more loving every day. That's a prayer we learned going back in primary school. Until this day, I say it every morning. God bless me. God blesses me, beg your pardon, with life. I then turn to my daily devotional guide. And we Moravians call it the Moravian Daily Texts for 2022. And the reading for today, Thursday, March 10, comes from Isaiah 51, verse 16, which goes like this. I have put my words in your mouth and hidden you in the shadow of my hand. The other reading came from Revelation 3, verse 8. And there are normally two passages of scripture in the daily text for those who have that book. And this one reads, and I quote, I know your works. Look, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. Strong words. This is what the Lord said to me today. I know your works. Look, I have set before you an open door which no one is able to shut. I know that you have but little power, and yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. But what has stayed foremost in my mind all day today is the prayer at the end of the daily text for today, which goes like this: help us, dear Lord, to perceive the heart of matters and the truth of things. Let us neither be deceived nor fool ourselves, and yet may our dreaming be charitable and generous enough to hold the hope of heaven. Amen. The hope of heaven, my Straight Talk family, refers to the benefits you can enjoy while we remain on earth. While we remain in this world of uncertainty, it is the hope that keeps you spiritually alive during these dark times of adversity. It brightens your path and heightens your awareness of the presence of Almighty God. His desire is that we may all overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Today, when I reflected on that short prayer, to perceive the hearts of matters and truth of things. Yes, we need truth. Only the truth can set us free. And on Straight Talk, we give you nothing but the truth. You answered the question I asked the Federation on our last program. Do you remember that question? Where do we go from here as a country? Reflect. You agreed that preservation is not about self. Preservation is about people. You spoke of our stories and connections to each other, our shared past and sense of place that are all embodied in unity in our homes, at work, and when we play. One celebrated son of the soil spoke eloquently, remember, to the concept of unity. He had this to say.
The concept of unity was great for the purpose for which it was intended. But let them all understand and remember what happened in Aesop's fable about the dog that was crossing the bridge with the bone. It had the bone, but it lost the bone by snapping at the reflection. Now, this point is a lot more important. In my view, it's one of the most important points that must be addressed. And I do not know that it can be adequately addressed, A, by one party having a convention and trying to trash Dr. Harris, or PLP having a convention and trying to trash any other. No, the unity concept has worked. And out of that, all of the leaders of the different parties should have an open debate and may the best man win.
Open debate. Very interesting proposition. But this opinion was firmly supported by a stalwart who is never afraid to talk her mind. She talks to power and never afraid. And she talks truth as well.
Dumpling, I agree with Mr. Tony Ross. Come, people, you better wake up. Wake up. I had it hard with labor. And are you letting them fool, are you? Are you letting them fool, are you? I want Sean Richard, Eugene Hamilton, especially. I ain't talking about the two Wagabond. Are you come on the radio and let them people know what's going on? Are you say, are you join together with Timothy, Mark Bradley, and Pam, why this thing was going down the drain so? With all the labor people like the Jack in the pack. Man, I come and tell us what's really going on. Because let me tell you, if I going on the road, it's just a steep I go and knock the jail gate and let them put all I in the with chain. This is dumpling.
Dumpling, never afraid to talk of man. As the people, we must also remain mindful of the irreplaceable value of unity and what it has brought into our daily lives. We must have learned over the last 7 years that we all have a lot of things in common. The Charleston Accord has been spoken about quite a lot. But we must also address that accord. Like mature politicians, and not just talk about promise. We must address it as well, my Straight Talk family.
This is Tony Ross, and I am phoning in only on one point, and that deals with the so-called Charlestown Accord and the ridiculous position being taken by people who know better, as if the prime ministership is a lollipop that children can pass around and just get a lick and a lick and a lick. I have never been on the voters list in St. Kitts until the last election. And I am saying that no group of people can go to Nevis in 2013, 2014, 2015, or whenever, and determine that they are going to disenfranchise me as far as the choice of a prime minister is concerned.
Interesting. You cannot disenfranchise anyone. The prime ministership is not like a lollipop. You lick it, and you pass it. No. And we have all gone past PAM. We have all gone past CCM. We have all gone past Labour. We have all gone past NRP and PLP. Because the people are the ones who created unity. As I said before, you were the ones who said in 2015 that the dominant party system is dead. You are the one who said so, and I'm sure you will stick to what you said and in what you believe.
People, remember why it was when Timothy Harris and Sam Kanda joined with FAM, the opposition had a lot of things to say, and they went and they formed their own party and they call themselves PLP. Anybody remember that? They had to do it. Pamela never form a next government in the same case, never on their own, and they still can't form a government on their own in same case. It's going to be a rough this election coming up. I have nothing to lose, and I don't care what nobody says. Pam may make me, I make Pam, I vote for Pam all my life, and if I see aware where the Prime Minister doing good, I cannot be ungrateful. Pam people, it's time to wake up. Anyhow I fall to the cracks, Labour get back in. The Labour people come with a lot of stupidness and getting some people upset, but not me. I'm going to pick sense out of nonsense, and I'm going to see where this country wants to go forward. And that is me, and who works there and who don't like me like I, the patch is good night.
The heart of the matter and the truth of things. Most people in St. Kitts Nevis decided they wanted a united group. They still want that based on what you said to me last Monday.
One of the issues we looked at was how people felt about a group of politicians who might become united. What was clear from the outset was that there was a notion that unity was important to contest an election against the incumbent. But what is important is that regardless of where they come from, whether it's CCM or Labour or New Labour or whatever the key point is, you can call it what you will. What came out was that there was a feeling that a united group would be important. And I make the point, united group rather than a unity party would be important to oppose the incumbent.
United group, not a unity party. Most people decided back then, and it was time to put country above self. It was time to put country above party. It was time to put country above politics. And the people decided that country should be numero uno. Country should be number one. That's my story tonight, my family, and I am not going to change it. I'm going to give you an opportunity, though, to say what you want to tell your political leaders tonight. What do you want to tell your political leaders tonight, my Street Dog family? It's now your turn. I'm going to open the lines and entertain your calls and your emails. The numbers, as I said before, is 869-465-2555 and 718-577-2916. I always implore you, though, when I do so, I anticipate that you will respect others. And to achieve that, you must first respect yourselves. Let us try to be fair to all concerned. Let us try to build goodwill and better friendships. Let us ensure that the things we say and or do will be beneficial to all concerned. All concerned. And in the process of saying and doing those things, let us, my Straight Dog family, strive to build a kinder, gentler St. Kitts and Nevis. It's 16 before the 9 o'clock hour. I will go straight to the lines and entertain your calls. Caller, you're live.
Good night. Good night. Mrs. Dumpling.
Good night.
Good night. I am afraid to say what I have to say because people like to walk with people's names and say things where people ain't say. I was on the radio Monday night and I said I agree with Mr. Ross and I said what I had to say. The up and down with me and these some people and these things happening from years. Me, the big woman, 65 years. I vote for who I want. Pam ain't give me the house. The Farmer Party, 3 of them, unity, and I vote for who I want. You understand? All the time I put in for house to stand there in the house. My daughter put in for the house. And when she put in for the house, she put in for the house 2014 when they did in the first step, when Lipton them living, and she didn't get none. She put back in again. They say the call me and said I had to come in case of when she go away and she come back, I could come and do whatever because I done past the age. I went. When the call, she was off alone. I saw they said walk with $4,000. I walk with 5. The charge is 4,000 something. You understand me? I had a problem up here with the house. I went to the representative and I asked him who represented me. He told me I'm sorry. I said, what's stupid is telling me? And up to now, it's to 2022. That man never come up here to assist me. Now, nobody who has problems up here. All of them banging them out and say, "Oh, Pam, give me the house. Pam ain't give me the house. Unity give me daughter the house." But she never here. The big boss, they send the paper. I come up and I choose what I want. They told me to choose what I want. Maybe I need no matchbox. I choose the anyone with a big woman I want paid. So when these some people walk in and say the house, Pam, give me house. Pam, and give me the house package. The Prime Minister give me the house, and Elrita Simpson Brown. You understand me? One time they started orange. The same time people had minimum up and down, and it didn't on a rent. Patches that didn't on a rent. I went. I met Timothy 2014 when he and them had the back and I carry on me receipt. He said, "Yeah, no rent." But to check me on it all. I went and checked it, check out my paper them on the stage. That the manager were up there was Judy Rollins. She said she can't understand. She sent me down to the accountant woman. The woman said, "When you pay $5,000 twice, that we earn on a rent. When Unity get in now, they send me down by Dublin and Johnson. When this woman started to check the woman, said the woman ain't on a rent, and me to say she can't understand. The new accountant said she can't understand. When they look, they said, "How make on a rent?" The woman downstairs send me go back down by Johnson and Johnson for the money. I said, "When you go, you send me down there, go for it and give me my money." You understand? And these some people up and down with me name, but Timothy wipe off debt for me. Timothy wipe off the debt for me. Timothy wipe off the debt for me. But when you try to talk and talk the right thing when people wrong, and me and them in war from long time, you know. When I get this thing from Farm Ground, when there was to swing Sean and the Prime Minister, they went to government headquarters of government house and tell the governor, "Don't sway the man, the two men." I get upset and I start to call phone number. 39 times I call my representative. And he didn't answer me, but because you know, I went on your radio station and talk. So put me up with two monkeys when they give me a gift. And the monkey said, "Hee," laughing after me. But the Indian man over put Dante. The man know, but make a monkey shoot for me when the bell rings. So when I pass it to when election, I'm going to buy my monkey suit and I'm going to buy two monkeys. Touch me button and then say, "Hee." I really why you bad? It's just one of them call me family in America, you know. They like to be family business, you know. My brother ain't show up my sister Brenda. But I'm going to call my cousin of America and telling him about how jam down throat Brenda and she children. And they still don't begin this afternoon calling out to jam down boy, if you know it. You see how wicked these some people be? Patrons, you see how wicked they be? But no, I can't say me I say unity, I with unity. I leave me alone. I let Sean, because he was with me daughter. Me and God, but them two vagabonds, man, let go where they go. You see you.
Straight talk, my straight talk family. Help us, dear Lord,
Thank you, my friend.
to perceive the heart of matters and the truth of things. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, man. I got connection. Yeah, listen.
Yes, turn your equipment or your radio off.
I get it. I get it.
Caller, turn your equipment off, please. Caller, you're live.
Hello?
Yes, you're live. Could you turn your radio or your equipment off?
Yes. Good night, Brother Patches.
Good night, sir.
Mr. Patches, I'm going to announce my name. My name is Winston Welcome. I just left St. Kitts today, but I am very disappointed in how the administration is functioning. And I'm going to elaborate on two sectors. And I'm going to call them out and I'm going to call names because I think most of them should be fired immediately for the way they're running the government. My blame is on no political party. I am not a political person by any choice, but please allow me, okay? Because
Mr. Welcome.
a lot of people don't have the opportunity that I got right now.
Mr. Welcome.
And I'm going to start
Mr. Welcome.
the last thing going backwards, but I'm going to come
Mr.
in
Welcome.
twice. All right.
Mr. Welcome.
A very bad experience.
Mr. Welcome. Mr. Welcome, please.
In respect to the travel.
Just no, don't cut him. I just want to do this. Just turn the volume down. Hello? Turn the volume. Can you hear me, Mr. Welcome? Can you hear me? Can you hear Mr. Welcome?
I tried to get the PCR test that required by the United States. And I think I went through the protocol to get the PCR test. And my qualms with this protocol is it should be a free test. I mean, I know I heard Joe Biden said the test should be free. Yes, he's not controlling the Caribbean. He's controlling the U.S. But there is an announcement stating the PCR test to the United States, provided you are fully vaccinated, you can travel without any cause of any barriers. I experienced that today. All my way journey down from New York to St. Thomas to St. Croix to St. Kitts, I got the PCR test while I see private practitioners and even government practitioners charging for this PCR test. Anyway, I stand up and I condemn it, and I was able to get the PCR test with no further discrepancy. Coming back from St. Kitts today, I was told the government is charging $225. The private practitioners are charging $300. I mean, they're charging less for the antigen, but my antigen test was not my concern. But with the announcement that put a hold on the PCR test to the United States, they are still charging, and the system is not updated. So I was a victim of a thieving scheme, and I been to the top man to let them know this PCR test should not be charged for. It should be free. But if I have to have it still, do not charge me. They robbed me out of $225. When I arrived at the airport, I was told I can't travel because the PCR test, the results will be provided in 24 hours. To find out, make a long story short on that, they said I never need a PCR test. The U.S. Virgin Islands, I enter into St. Croix, they said I never need a PCR test. I'm telling you, they killed me today. And I'm calling up and who in charge of updating the system, making people aware of any changes in COVID, whether they have from the Delta virus to any more virus. Update the system immediately so travelers can understand what is going on. Right now, there are millions of dollars are collecting on false misinformation. Information are still in place, and they should be done away with until further notice. Anything can change. And I'm calling upon those who are not getting the proper information. Why? And money are collected in the government kitty, and that is of a wrongful collection. And I need what I put in
Mr. Welcome.
to be
Mr.
given
Welcome.
back to me.
Mr. Welcome.
Yes.
Mr. Welcome. I've been trying to talk to you all the time. Are you pretending you can't hear me? I don't mind you speaking. Well. I don't cut people off. I want everybody to have their say, but they must be accurate. To get back in the United States of America, you are required to have a PCR or I think it's called the antigen, the rapid test,
Antigen test.
at least 24 hours. That is fact, unless it's changed a few hours ago.
I agree to that.
So what is the issue?
I am not condemning the antigen or the PCR test. I am
So what is your issue?
the fact that the if you are fully vaccinated, and even as far as boosters, you don't require the PCR test. You don't. So
You
check your
require one
update.
or the other. One or the other.
Beg your
Back to the
pardon?
United States. You require one or the other to enter the United States of America.
Well, like my experience today, after going through all that protocol, which I argued and condemned, they still charge me. Else they wouldn't. They tell me I cannot board the flight, and I was traveling on private charter.
So that's the rule.
Okay.
That's the airline rules.
Beg your
Why do you
pardon?
blame the government for that? But that's the rules you have to satisfy for the
$225.
airlines.
I got the test in at the hospital in Nevis. I have the receipt to
So?
prove, and I still didn't even get any result for certification to be approved. So I was denied. The plane had to hold up for me until situation had been rectified by the authority in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, where the headquarters are. But I just needed to get out there. I need a refund, okay? Because I just woke up. I was listening out for the show, and I couldn't wait. But I'm energized, but I was de-energized. I'm going to leave that one for now, and the question remains for all those to make judgment. But I already make mine. The system needs to be updated and correct, and the proper information need to convey to people who are traveling, whether they're going to the United States or Russia or Antigua. Antigua waived that right now, okay? And CARICOM countries should waive that if they are not, and stop collect money, because people are dying, and all these
What should they waive? I don't understand
organizations,
what you
private
should
or
waive.
government, is capitalizing on COVID, and COVID is a pandemic. Humans are under attack. And we should have some empathy and consideration. And even if there is a price, why so high? These are last minute things. Where anyone going to cater for those additional expense? This is no kind of sympathy, no kind of discretion, for especially on travelers. And people must travel and people must eat. But we're talking about traveling. Mr. Patches, the question remains, what is going on? Because I've lost money that I should not have lost today. I've been
got your
aggravated,
point, my brother.
and I'm going to come to another point, but I will yield for another chance to get it, because I'm talking long. Check this out, because right now, I've been robbed by a lot of people in St. Kitts, but this is not the problem. This is an issue. I have another problem with the Department of Finance, and this is a...
Let's talk about that some other time. Let's talk about that some other time.
But I will yield.
I think you have exhausted your time. I think you have exhausted your time. Yeah, yes, please. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. And just for information, as far as I'm aware, that nothing is changed, right? So the requirements for air travelers to the United States of America, effective December 6th. It says, starting on December 6th, air travelers aged 2 and older, regardless of nationality or vaccination status, are required to show documentation of a negative viral test result taken within 1 day of the flight's departure to the United States before boarding. If the issue is you want them free, well, nothing in life, my brother, is free. Winston, that's a fact of life. Caller, you're live. Thank you for holding.
Good evening, Patrick.
Good evening, Patrick.
I don't know if my talk is free, but I know I'm free. Patrick, let me get to your topic that you brought. The first one, I'm going to Russia and Ukraine. Now, the democratic rights of anybody in a democratic country is the law that governs the land. In a communist country, the law of the land is the ruler of the land, which is a dictator. And that is why President Putin is behaving like that. He wants to conquer Ukraine and to conquer the world. You see what he's doing to Ukraine? It is wrong, 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 and nobody can tell him, stop it. And they cannot go and tell him, well, step down. Because what he is doing to Ukraine, it is wrong. Because he is a dictator, and a dictator is the law of the communist country. Clear? So therefore, my thing on he now is that I don't think the other nations who are against what he is doing to Ukraine, I don't think they should wait any longer and let him parade on his parade day. Because while the grass on the other side of the fence is growing tall and green, the horse is growing tall and lean, and he's going to die. What I think they should do to him now, we see he wants to impersonate Hitler and Stalin. I say that they should drop one bomb on him, get him out the way, wipe him off of the face of the earth. You cannot let no one man conquer the whole world by doing wrong. If he wants to conquer the whole world, let him do what is right. And to do what is right, he has to be guided by God. And the whole world will see that is a divine intervention why he get that authority to conquer the whole world. And to lead and rule the whole world. So drop a bomb on him, get him out the way. Forget all the oil and all the what's going to happen. Because the longer we wait, is the more people he's going to kill. Well, Patches, enough on that one day. Let me say something here. Patches, from the time of a Prime Minister, Dr. Harris entered the politics, is every election you hear, Harris again. He never lose yet. And he's not going to lose. Because the good works from Dr. Harris, Prime Minister Harris, is so wonderful and marvelous that nobody in the right thinking mind and consciously awake will say, let him go. He's not good enough for you. He will rule. And I am calling on Dr. Harris today. Me and others, I live in number 7. And I am the mouthpiece for the whole island. When I hear people and see people doing wrong things, and once it is in the public domain, I'm going to talk. If you're in your yard, that is your personal rights. You got some people coming over here around Dr. Harris, and they come in with the Delilah tricks, and they walk in telling people, I don't mind, I only here because it's what I want, I get in what I want. But me in a unity, I'm still a labor, but I'm playing the game. You hear that? I am playing the game. And so they go and talk, he said the news coming back. Though one of them set up themselves over here to go around and say that they're picking up money for a certain organization. And when the people give them the money, they put the money in the pocket and police had to get involved. Yet those people are con artists. And those individuals, what they are doing here now, they are frustrating the unity people who've been there with Dr. Harris from start. And we're going to be there with him until there is no more Dr. Harris. So they're going and saying all manner of evil and doing the people them who were there like a dam and junag on a wooden house. And frustrating them and causing them to abuse. And then they're going and telling back the labor people them. Now study them there, me give what me want, me a labor. But I'm saying to whoever over here in number 7 and have the authority of power, watch those con artists. Nobody gonna come here and try the trick and then make a lot of people turn away from Dr. Harris because of the worthlessness and the nastiness and the con artistness. So people, do not come in number 7 come try the trick because you ain't gonna get away. Why you don't do? I ain't gonna get it do again. That is now the convention coming up. I will wait until Sunday, and then I will make my judgment and say what I have to say. But I just wish that everybody in a team, all men, have to be one accord on a ship. You cannot have some sailors row into the bow and some behind in the stern row into the stern. Everybody has to be in the same direction of rowing, although the ship can spin around. Unity is not one person. Unity is more than one. And if you all come together before the first election 2015, and everybody agree that what you are showing for, Dr. Harris was the one they see most to fit to lead the party. And he has been leading the party like a leader should. And he agrees that he will take 2 terms. And when the 2 terms is up, Dr. Harris, he will recruit his seat. And he will say, well, Honorable Sean, here is your seat. This is your turn to sit and be the Prime Minister. Step up from Deputy Prime Minister. So although they're talking foolishness that Dr. Harris wants 3 terms, he never said that he wanted 3 terms. It's the people out there saying, well, he has been so good like Jesus. So give him 3 terms. Okay, Patches? Thank you. I'll come back with the second shot. Thank you very much. I got to deal with the Ram Goat DJ.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay. Just before I take that other call there, I realized tonight that everybody is not out of words, right? So I want to guide you that there are many people who want to get into the show and they don't get in because some people want to talk for 6 minutes and 8 minutes and so on. I don't enjoy disconnecting the calls, right? I don't control, at least for now, the calls from my vantage point. But let's just think about the other callers, other listeners, and let's try to utilize 2 minutes. You must be able to get through what you have to say in 2 minutes. I try to be reasonable and give you 2.5, 3 minutes, but please, no more than that, okay? Caller, thank you for holding your line.
Good night, good night.
Yes, caller? Good night, my dear.
Hello?
Yes, turn your radio down. You're live.
No, me ain't got my radio off.
Okay, but talk to the world. The world is listening.
Yeah, only in St. Christopher, we're heated about, we ain't ready for an election yet. So we need to just cool down and watch the ball roll. Only in St. Christopher these things could happen, so we don't know that. We don't have to pray over that. Anything will happen, only in St. Christopher, when you leave, I wish you could have played Lord God song. Minister reach late and Wexford who come early, only in St. Christopher. Wow.
Okay, that's more like it. Short and sweet. Only in St. Christopher. That's the Lord cut. How is my family cut doing? I hope things are well with you. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Hi, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Andrew here. What's going on? Red Cap.
I am peaceful. Andrew Redcap. How are you?
Yes. I'm here, everything okay. I'm just on the cool hanging in there. I've been listening, right? The Lindsey Grant issue and so on. And Patrick, I don't think we're taking this as serious as we should take it, okay? Because Lindsey Grant would have controlled one of the most important portfolio on the island. If you live in America, you are a tourist there, and you see the tourists behaving like that. What to tell you about St. Kitts? He doesn't speak well. You wonder now why. I wonder if I should go. I wonder if I shouldn't go, because DPP is saying one thing. The commissioner is saying one thing. So it seems like it's some kind of Sesame Street business going on here. I mean, we to really get this thing settled, Somebody said to me that they had charged Lindsey Grant and they want to arrest. I said, it takes this long to do that, because when this thing happened, actually, when the lady said, because Junie would have played the tape with, the lady said that he hit me and I'm not taking it. Okay? So why will I get to this stage? I mean, if somebody else had committed a crime like that with a police officer, they probably would be dead or badly wounded. Okay? I mean, Lindsey Grant not above the law. Okay. He was a part of the law. Okay? Let me put it like that, because he was going in Parliament and so on. And he was a part. And now he was the same one who break it. Because this is police, they tell us to respect and we must help. If you know something, say something. If you say that to us, and you're showing that kind of example, like I say, what is that? We need to get that settled fast, because a lot of people playing a lot of hoop with this, And last thing I want to say, Pat, is who's suffering right now? I think I realize it. The people who are suffering right now is who vote for unity. Sometimes they find that the other people meet them actually from the other side, and they will kind of obey them. I see that happen up to yesterday. They're getting through, but the person who really went out and really jumped up in the air for unity, they are going through a lot of frustration. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting anything done. They put in for roof, nothing happening. But I think I know what the problem is, because they would have gone out in the numbers and vote for unity. The unity would have feel like, okay, we got them there. We got to try to convince these, because they're down there in the paddock. So we want to get these over in the paddock. But you got to understand that these are the people who put you there, and don't just come around when election time come and telling them to vote for you. Because if 5 years, going to 5 years, doesn't mean anything, and then you're coming now all of a sudden now, you didn't get $5 from my life, and they're telling me, give me a chance. But they ain't concerned about me all that other time. We need to take politics more serious, and the Lindsey Grant matter needs to be settled. Panko, shout you up, bless up. Patch your time.
Thanks for your input. Well spoken. I don't think many people would disagree with your position. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you're live.
Yes, good evening. I have a practice. One complaint.
Good evening.
I understand that Mr. Butcher had told me a man don't stand the point. And I understand again that Mr. Simmons had told me another man. And looking at Labour, this is Douglas told me another man. Now why is he asking if this is supposed to be there? And what's the problem? Because they wouldn't force it. With the police them. That the police them can't get a street trail. And looking at think it's going to go war. Because I have a brother said, he ain't not saying nobody. Because he took phone and he ain't not saying nobody. So why didn't pay him enough money? What happened? You are going to start this thing as God. Because we're listening who kill up the party them. And who ain't listening, they vote him Pam, and Pam and Unity got a problem. So you take care and have a blessed evening, and you very bonza today. So you fix the food, and everybody will give you a good name. So you take care.
Thank you very much, my Labour friend from down west. I like your analogy. Bradsham fired one of his ministers. Simmons fired somebody. So to Douglas. So you're suggesting something. I wonder what? Caller, you're live.
Good evening, Honorable Patrick Liburd.
Good evening, the People's King.
Yeah. The whole trouble I see going on here in our federation, majority of the gossip going on is coming from the Ramgoat DJ. He trying to destabilize the country by personally attacking you and the Prime Minister. And then he moved on to culture, then he moved on to Mr. Politics, then he moved on to manners. Now, once again, he include me in the list. But it seems like he don't call me much now. He don't call my name. Call me much. Right? But he is the one who is trying to unstable this government that we have in St. Kitts. I don't know what could be done by the Prime Minister, by members of government. But all I have to tell any members of government who are depending on the Ramgoat DJ to put them back in office, the days will be number and doom. So let it continue feeding with what information, what you stay behind closed door and make. And now, you wash your clothes behind closed door, you got a washing machine, you got a dryer in your house, but you come out and hanging out your dirty clothes for people to see what's going on. It's not present and looking good for the whole federation and the people of who say they're a part of this unity setup. So God bless them, and God can bless the Prime Minister, and God can bless the Federation, and also your patches, and we will move on. So let it continue. Nobody gonna vote out there, tie out, like it's a goat that carry up in the mountain and stake it out and start coming back later for you. And nowadays when you carry your goat and you stake them out, and when you go back, dog don't eat them. So just don't bother with the ram goat DJ who is a multi-millionaire and begging $5, $10, $3 to try and bring down a government. You know, they're holding the Bible in one hand and sending the soul with the other. God bless your parties. Good night. God bless my Prime Minister.
God bless you as well, my dear brother. We go straight back to the lines at 9:17. Call your line.
I don't have the call.
Call your line.
Yes, thanks again, Mr. Patrick. As you can see, I call in and I get through.
Yeah,
but please, no one offend with me. I'm going to be brief and cut me off whenever you feel, but I'm going to get him a number 2 shot. Now, I have a problem with custom, port, because they are not conducting business in a professional manner. And I'm going to elaborate down to disputes, inspection for people's packages that they ship to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. But let me not say the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, because Nevis conduct their custom authority different to St. Kitts. And my experience is in St. Kitts. My shipment cost me $2,000 to ship to St. Kitts. A lot of things. And after they were inspected, in which I am against, and I can stand behind, everyone will agree with me. Do not inspect people's packages without their present. It's not a small package that goes to the post office. I'm talking about Port Authority. Now, this is what. By the time I make claim for my packages, they were already inspected. And the protocol that I was made to understand is the agent that inspecting will have a body cam. And should there be any missing item, it will be docked. Should there be any damaged item, it should be documented. Because liability on the government, custom, port, whosoever is doing these inspections is right there, ready for something to happen. It's a matter if it has been caught. Now, I had multiple damages, and I went to the protocol of filling out a claim. Now, the claim was submitted the day after I claimed my packages. But do you know something? One agent, one team is unpacking and inspect, and another team is repacking. So when the team that inspect complete their inspection, they may deem everything proper. But what does the body cam say?
Yeah, well, what's the point? What's the point? Get to the point. Get to the point.
Okay, the point is, I am going to the runaround right now to get my claim settled out, and the liability rests on between custom and port, because they have this ping pong ball effect, and I'm the one who caught up between it. Right now they owe me over $2,000 for damages, and until now it has not been reached to the proper team authority to settle this out. I was able to get a meeting with the Prime Minister last week Friday, And that was a topic that I injected, contrary to the topics that I had to deal with. And this is what happened. The Prime Minister said there is a problem, and he gave me a number to contact a lady by the name Miss Hillary Hazel. And I'm going to call out her name. And if I don't get this in, I want her to be fired immediately because they are not doing their job and they think they are big shots. So I'm calling you out, Miss Hillary Hazel. You're not doing your damn job.
Okay.
I'm making no excuse
Got
for
you,
that.
man.
Mr.
Got you.
Patrick,
Yes.
hear me out
Yes,
with
Theo.
this. Because this is what happened.
No, let's.
They have insulted me and embarrassed.
Please. Okay, I got you. I think you made your point.
Well,
You said you wanted
I'll come
2
to the
minutes.
mission to talk to you because I'm on my journey back.
Well,
I leave without any kind of
no
compensation.
problem.
And the other part that I mentioned.
Yeah, but the mission can't solve that.
One more, but I really yield.
Okay, I think I heard you, my brother. Let's take another call. Go back to the lines. Cause I don't want us to talk all night on the topic. I mean, make a point. You have 2 minutes. At the United Nations, you have 2 minutes to speak. When you don't want to talk 6 or 8 minutes on straight talk. Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Mr. Patrick, good night.
Good night, my brother.
And how are you?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
Patrick, you know, Psalm 37, you know, it say, fret not yourself because of evildoers. Neither be envious against the work of iniquity. For the soon shall cut down like a grass and withered away. So, Mr. Patrick, you know how to wow your head. Jeremiah chapter 79, 79, the heart are deceitful and desperately wicked. God said, I know their heart, and I am going to give them according to their ways. And everything that do it, I'll come back on their plate. So, Mr. Patrick, you have to worry about that. Psalm 49, here it is. When you die, you carry nothing away with you, and your glory shall not send after you. He say, when you see a man get rich, you don't really envy him. Read the whole of Psalm 49 and here we tell you. I did that in scripture, you know, backward and forward. Psalm 37, last one, I'll tell you. It says, fret not yourself because in any way with them that do evil. They come down and tell you, do good and persuade. He said, must keep from evil. So when people, this last thing I can say, Patches, when they see the wicked man, Isaiah say, there is no peace. There is no peace, said the Lord to the wicked. He said the wicked are like a troubled sea. They not got no peace. So why you have to worry about them? So Mr. Patrick, have a pleasant night. You hear me? See you, bye.
Have a pleasant night, my dear brother. This message reads, good night, sir. I find Lindsey Grant's criminal charge saga both upsetting and embarrassing. I have a question. Does this criminal charge mean he will have to resign, or will the Federation have to be treated to an unfortunate spectacle, beg your pardon, of Prime Minister Harris removing him from the cabinet. Other message reads, this call is a fool to take a PCR test when America says you could take an antigen test within 24 hours to enter America. Antigen tests cost less than a PCR test, reads that email. Thank you for holding, caller. You are live. You are live. You are live. You are live. Yes, caller?
Hello?
Yes, caller?
Hello? Can you
Yes,
hear
you're
me?
live. Can you hear me? Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you, caller.
Yeah, I am calling into the program, the Integrity and Commission panel discussion.
No, you're actually on Straight Talk.
Oh.
I think that's on television.
Oh, so I see it live on the screen, but I thought it is off now. It's a rebroadcast then.
Well, I'm not too certain. This is your Straight Talk is live.
That's
I
understood,
suspect
but I'm
the
viewing,
other
I'm viewing
program may be on
television and
television.
I've seen what I just said to you, the program discussion is, and it says live on the screen, so maybe it's a broadcast.
So I'm not telling you what you're seeing.
Okay.
What I'm telling you that you are on Straight
Mr.
Talk.
Liburd. I understand, Mr. Liburd. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night.
Yes,
Bye.
I'm sorry about that.
No,
I'm sorry
don't be
about
sorry
that.
about something that you cannot change.
Okay, thanks for understanding, sir.
Good night.
Let's go back to the lines. Call you live.
Patches, good night.
Not seeing that to you. Good night, sir.
Good night, Patches. Good night.
Yes, caller.
As my opening statement, I want to thank God for life. Thank God for this Federation of St. Peter Nevis. Thank God for Team Unity. Team Unity has made me political wise. You understand? I don't care who against unity. Because whatever matter and whatever going on right now, I believe that it's going to be unity again with whosoever. You understand? And Patches, now people calling and saying all kind of ignorance. Up to today I hear one of them calling, saying that Timothy running the country like what's going on, it's like Putin. No, Patches, when people in the outer world hear them ignorance and hear them nonsense, what people portraying, me and culture and others who love our country and know that ain't true, they ain't got to come on and counteract them and tell them that it's not like that. Patches, let me tell you something. Election you have 3 months to go to election. And I call in on the unity government. The elected people who elected 2015 and 2020. You understand? To settle down, to simmer down, and work towards for the people. The people elect out put idea. We elect a prime minister. You all choose a prime minister, and the prime minister is there. And thank God for Team Unity that we get a brilliant leader to look over our affairs, our country patches. It could not be better than now. In this Federation of St. Nevis, I'm going to say all the time, Patches, PAM is a party by itself because they went into election with that. PLP was a party by itself. Labour was a party by itself. CCM was a party by itself. They went into election. You know, you got to elect in your constituency before any thing to talk about leadership and all those things. Because I believe the party who got the majority of the vote already decided who's going to be the leader. Because it's unity. And Patches, me Mr. Politics in this federation, I don't care what it's about me. Because I am begging nobody, I don't want behind a politician for nothing. I talk to PAM for months, umpteen years. I say all kind of things. And it's just like the leader, whosoever PAM, never, not a man like Mr. Politics, who talks too much for them. Politics, Patches, the Prime Minister that will go up to PAM headquarters and big up their culture and others to cause this community government. The Prime Minister went to PAM headquarters and do that. And that's why I love and as the Prime Minister put him man, he the man is a caretaking man, and he remember his people them. You can't turn your back on the people them. Any leader who turn the back on the people them is no good for the country and good for the lead in this country. You got to always keep in touch with your people them and try to do the right thing for the people them. That's how it's not God. He's trying his best. There's so much of things surrounding him and so much of scandal and saying kind of negative thing in cabinet. He might still do a wonderful job. That means this man is a strong man. But he's a wonderful, let God bless the Federation of Six and New President, and God bless the Prime Minister, and God bless the unity government. But you are doing a good job. I continue.
God bless you as well. I straight up family. It's 8 or 9:32. Get that right? Let's go straight back to live. This caller you live.
Good night, Mr. Patches.
Yes, caller.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
I'm doing good, thank God. Mr. Patches, I is a Pam from a time, long time. I was a Pam white. Okay? You hear me? Patches?
Yes, I'm listening, sir.
Yeah?
I'm listening.
Okay? And I'm 75 years of age. Okay? And since Unity formed, I with the Prime Minister Dr. Timothy Harris, and I stick with him. Nobody will support the other party come by me gate come campaign unless is Mr. Harris. Okay? Thank you very much, sir. You have a pleasant night.
Have a pleasant night as well, my dear brother.
Hi,
That's to the point. It's about
Mr. Liburd.
unity. It's about leadership. And we do have leadership politics in St. Kitts. I said that before. Let's go back to the lines. Caller, you are live.
A pleasant good night, Mr. Liburd. How are you doing?
Good night.
Good night to the Federation and to the Federation of Finkis and Nevis. I'm going to be short and brief. If the Prime Minister of Finkis is running the country like Ukraine, Putin, tell them I say, eat a penny and put up a penny. Because what hurt I gonna make nose run? Because even America, who makes its own money, is going to feel the brunt. So tell them that no money gonna be there. So tell them eat a penny, put up a penny, because the Prime Minister ain't got no more money. So if he running it like Ukraine, I'm not living there. But what I gonna make nose run? Because even America will make its own money gonna feel it. Because just now, no food gonna be there, because when all these things happening and you can ship and boat and things can, and the drivers, they may want to drive not truck from state to state and all kind of things, then everybody's going to feel it one. So tell him eat a penny, put up a penny, and stop being negative and stop being foolish to themselves. I know that there's problems all over. Problems in St. Thomas too, you know. This year is election and a lot of them fighting for the seat. This year is election in the Virgin Islands and a lot of them going to be fighting for the seat. Okay? Because just so why you up there think that the government up there ain't doing nothing, is the same way we down here too. And every 2 years, you have to vote for 7 senators, Congress and everybody, and they don't do nothing, but you have to vote to go and talk for you. So you just stop being negative and do what you got to do. Okay? I know the grass might not be green, but he's the only one man. He's only one person. Okay? And them who on the board with him and he colleagues them, they need to walk along with him. Okay? And that's all I have to say. May the Lord bless you all, may the Lord keep you all, and his face shine upon you all in the Federation of Thinkers and Nevis. Prime Minister, a pleasant good night to you. Thank you, Patches.
Thank you. Sounds like my warrior from the east. Eat a penny and put up a penny, save a penny. Caller, you're live.
If you handle, you can't give. answer for him. And when he feels funny part, he ain't just no left. And we money spent. And it's so the minister want to know in parliament. Them to do that. The minister in his church them too. Respect you. I don't sorry again.
Thank you very much. If things wasn't so tough, my dear Casilda, I'll send you a telephone because something's wrong with your telephone, or you're probably calling from in the foxhole. Let's go back to the lines. Thank you for holding caller. You're live.
Patches, good night, Patches.
Good night, my dear.
I love that clip there where you play it again before you left there for me. Good night, Prime Minister.
Which one?
I don't tell people if this unity government split up, everybody gonna go separate ways and nobody supposed to elect nobody who they vote for. Right? Pam had the days of winning by themselves and Labour. Neither Pam nor Labour right now could form a government on their own. The only unity party I see right now in Vegas is PLP. That's the only unity party because the Prime Minister trying to keep everybody together. And I don't care who works with me, and I don't care what they say, let us say. Right, Patches? Because I've been voting PAM before 1980, I was a PAM. My first vote was 1980. And I vote PAM up to 2020. That's the last election. May vote the election because through the pandemic, may come home. Me's a big woman. I do what I want. I say what I want. I wear what color I want. And nobody going to stop me. And I tell them plain out. Prime Minister Harris ain't mashing up PAM. PAM is for mashing up PAM because PAM, they run me. PAM ain't do nothing for me. And that's so ungrateful. Not some of the ministers, but the supporters them. Now they still want PAM all these years. Me never get a favor from PAM now, and my children them. I never give a PAM. I was there. When they down in the business, I was there with them, and when they up. And if they join unity now, and I try to get people still talking about me, and I don't care. That is upset, Patches. Really upset. Because everybody know me want PAM. Man, raping, man, greedy, man, jealous somebody. Eh? Man, jealous not a soul. I like to see people get you. Lord, how much sometimes people want PAM for years, and as soon as they get a little thing, people are back talking them and say all them credit. I don't care what they say about me. PAM may make me, I build PAM, and when I build PAM, PAM build them. The unity in them, and everybody trying to get something. It's what it is. Let it get. Everybody can't get the same time, and everybody luck don't come the same time. And I don't care what nobody say. How it's again for me. I ain't hiding. I don't pull in my head up. See abroad. You know why? Because I do not care. My pain yesterday is my strength today. And what can break me gonna only make me stronger, Patches. I don't mess with me. When they used to call me and tell me what to say, I used to say. And now today I make me decision. I'm with Harris. I cannot be ungrateful. They want to vex with me. But they should know me. Boy, no man care Patches. I don't hide, you know. Me is one woman don't hide. I mean, no coward. Me not pull in my head. Me not stay abroad and me for you. And me don't change your voice and I don't backtalk people. That is good night. Bye. Who don't like me, man, like them, no, you don't.
Good night, my dear. That's a warrior from the East. 40 years of voting PAM. Imagine that. A pain yesterday is a strength today. You testify that. Who can vex with you? Caller, you're live.
Patches.
Yes, jump down.
This is a warrior from Central, you know. And we're going to leave Harris. We're going to leave him. He's running the country good. And we're going to play ungrateful and stupid. I don't tell you, you know. Me ain't going to find wanted for another good leader. If I do all the Simmons, and the moment people went and put a bad man, a vagabond, we find a real one looking after poor people. And we ain't going to get me jam no ain't going against him. I don't care what they say. Jacqueline, I could take them on. While we were fighting me, your political culture and others, where they was hiding. You don't even see them. You understand? Don't take them on, Jacqueline.
Ungratefulness was on the dead them up there 6 feet. Don't matter them. Patches, I want you to be focused here. You just be focused and don't study the way. You understand? The earth will clean itself because the voters will make firm decision. Don't bother with them. Don't bother with them. Me know, in this country here, things change. The electorate them change. You can't come look for me when polling there and then after polling there, you know me. Them things done with. Them things done with. Let a big friend them all figure they come down to the alley them. Because they want them and that ain't for them. Half of them, they don't do nothing for this party. People is big people make what kind of decision they want in this country. People will make a decision based on what they seen. Because some people feel like they own people. But the thing about them, you know, when some of them achieve things, they behave like bulldozers, removing the earth, but they ain't gonna play with me. The guy is doing a very good job and hang on the wheel. Patches, have a good night. See you when I see you.
Have a good night, my brother. Let's go back to the lines at 17 before 10. 17 before 10. 17 before 10. Let's call her. Let's call her.
Good night.
Good night, my dear.
I see you on my TV.
Good night, my dear.
I see you on my TV. You're doing a very good job for the country. They are saying not. The Prime Minister couldn't take a better person than you. You make him proud. No lot of abusing can move you and him. Why you never teach me to read? You think you would get abused like what you're getting now. That's a part of life. Some of the ministers see what they do to you. No work for who put them there. Last harder than first. Harris again. Doing good. Do not boast out or offer what you have. Thank you.
Sounds like Alice in Wonderland. You read well. There's no need to teach you to read, Alice. Let's go back to the lines. Call your line.
That is, in the Bible,
So,
we are told everywhere Jesus went, he was doing good. And the people follow him. And likewise, Dr. Harris is doing good. And everybody see good when they see good, they know it. And so therefore, everybody is following Dr. Harris. But I am calling on those other people in the unity. Do not listen to them over on the other side of the river. Because what they are trying, remember they said they give unity 6 months. Well, it's a load of 6 months come and gone, and they ain't get it work. So they're working on people in the unity government, telling them negative things and a load of propaganda upon the Prime Minister. Like the Ramgoat DJ. He and the Antigua Pooper. All their intention is to see how any weak spot that they could choke the unity government and bust it and mash it up. So I am calling on the people who support unity. If you are a unity, be sincere and genuine. We don't want to fake around here. As for that one of the Ramgoat DJ, he calling people, asking people for $5 to pay for your radio program to demoralize people. How can you read the Bible and then go back and curse people and swear bad word? What is he doing that for? He's ungrateful to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister helped him when he was in England and wanted to come out with the wife and he couldn't come out. Call the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister get things done. When he done, he praise up the Prime Minister. All of a sudden now the Prime Minister, he and the Prime Minister back. What are you doing? But the Prime Minister and Patches, both of you are smart people. Both of you. You hear them talk and you ain't come down low. Like Miss Clinton said, when they come low, you go up high. And that is why eating them out. And they're doing all the utmost best to see if they could break down you, but it ain't gonna happen because you are all smarter than them. Keep it up. You're all going good. Thank God for Patches and the Prime Minister. And everybody works because you're close to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is a good man and you see him and you stick to him. Good night, Jacqueline. And good night, me two friends up north. You all know who you all are. Thank you, Patches. Have a good night.
thank you very much, my dear brother. There's Mark Twain. Mark Twain gave us some good guidance as well. He never argue with a fool. Caller, you're live.
Night. Holding on.
Hello?
I'm holding on. My dear beloved.
Yes, you're live. Just turn your equipment or you really down.
Hello? Oh, God.
You turn your radio down. Yes, caller. Caller, you live.
Hello, good night.
Good night, my dear.
Good night, dear beloved brother.
How's my sister?
I'm good. The topic tonight is the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister keeps church. He goes to church every Sunday. And after church, he now left the church for me till after an hour. Because people waiting to talk to him. And he ain't telling nobody that this ain't the time for the conversation. He takes his time and he listens to people. The Prime Minister is a man for the people. He's not arrogant. He is humble. He takes his time. He listens to you. He hear out your matter. If you can't see him in the office, you come to church and you won't see him. God bless Timothy Harris. His attitude is remarkable. He's a God-sent man. God put him there. This is no accident, being our Prime Minister. When the election is on, everybody come to you, talk to you. But after election, you can't talk to them. For they ain't got no time. They want to be Prime Minister. They cannot handle talking to the people now. They have no time with the people now. So when they get Prime Minister, they're going to have more work. How they going to handle country with that kind of attitude? And they can't handle it now. People are go to them. They tell you come to the office. You go to the office, you go to the thing, you go upstairs, you can't talk to him. You can't get to see him. You ain't there. And when eventually you meet him anyway and talk to him, he tell you this is not the time for that. Prime Minister not tell nobody them going to mumun is there and stupid is there. They're going to left my Prime Minister. They're going to leave my Prime Minister. He's a humble man and he understands poor people. And you have a safe journey home, safe night, and the Lord be with you. You get people to say what's on their mind. People get a chance to explore the thoughts and mind. God bless you. And you will always be a brother. Hard to beat. A brother is a brother and a sister is a sister. Good night.
Good night, my dear sister. It's blood thicker than water, this my sister from another mother. Caller, you live.
Good evening, Honorable Patrick Liburd. Now,
my brother.
Patrick, I am talking to people in Sinkit and people across the Federation. Now, here's come, you got a Ramgoat DJ that's be on the radio cussing the Prime Minister. When he done cuss the Prime Minister, he said all politicians is no good, or you must not trust them. The all politician goes for the rest set of politicians. Because he don't give the Prime Minister what he have to say about the Prime Minister. And that he mentioned all politicians. Where is the sense that they don't wake up? Instead of kind of $5 and giving this Ramgo DJ who got more money than them, who could live better than them. Every morning he wake up, he always put on $1 million more. He got a $4 million store and all them kind of thing and so on like that. Right? And these people hear him cussing politicians because he just say all politicians ain't no good. Don't trust none of them. You understand me? But he want to get rid of one personally. So how the other one of them who support him with the ignorance, what a thinking in the mind, he gonna come after them next. He gonna cause them to lose the election, and then when he gonna tell them how stupid they was. Because he done say all of them is no good. Patches, you have a nice night. God bless you, me Prime Minister, and the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
God bless you, the people's king. We go straight back to the lines at 8 before 10. Call your line.
Mr. Patches, greetings. Mr. Patches, greetings.
Greetings, my brother.
And how are you, man?
I am peaceful. Yourself?
I'm very, very, very good. I'm very, very, very good. Mr. Patches, unity is not for an occasion. When mankind find themselves in that kind of period, it's good for them to always strive for ideas to continue that way. Because that's the way the Lord wants his people to live, in unity. I think I heard tonight you said PAM Convention. I think I heard in the news, guide me right, guide me there, Mr. Paget, that the first Prime Minister would address the PAM Convention. Is that
the first Prime Minister?
Yeah, Dr. Simon.
Yeah, I think I heard his name and the Premier as well.
But as a citizen, from he is to give an address to the PAM Convention, I am looking to hear what his message would be. I said that from the backdrop, probably 5 or 10 years ago, he would not be addressing the convention as a statesman or as a national hero. And now he would be addressing that convention. Yes, he's a PAM, but he also have attached to his name national hero and a statesman. So I would like to hear the message that he delivers. And the other thing too, why I say that too, because our country being through a period of party politics, he was involved in it. He knows it. Once ago, the citizens of the country used to call people, some of them used to call themselves Pam Cat, and some used to call themselves Labor Dog. You don't hear them kind of lyrics sputtering around the street, and you don't need to see people in party colors. You know, those things are just eroding all the time. So you could see really when Christ said we must live in unity, you could see what the message of unity would bring, fulfillment. And one more thing, Mr. Patches, you talk about, you play a clip tonight with the tourism minister making a statement. For his lawyer, I would say he just call until the case is heard. Because if he wasn't in some kind of position, his name would not even be called. And sometimes some of them must remember they are part of an administration. They must remember that. Keep that in the head. Capital letters. You must keep them things in the head. And probably certain things won't befall the footpath. Mr. Patches, you continue to be strong and stay healthy.
Thank you, my brother. I do wish you the same as well. Always enjoy your interventions. Cool, calm, collective, and very incisive as well. Call you live.
Good night, Patches. Me again.
Good night.
Patches, let me tell you, 2014, 13, and 14, all heads was under. And now, wherever these rumors going on and talking about the Prime Minister, everybody was, oh, Timothy this, I love Timothy, but I love him bad, and this and that. Now, Patrick, if I sit down on there by Development Bank, can people walking calling me name, go home, me gone there, go beg. Me don't beg nobody for nothing, Patrick. Me don't beg nobody for nothing. Me sitting down there all the time, all when Richard Keynes, the time Development Bank was down there, sorry, the Emporium. Me used to India with Ines and this girl from Newton. What's her name again? She live in America. She'll come every December. Me always here because they are always greasy and noise. So now Development Bank knock down the old house and build it up. I can't sit down there. What I going there go beg for? Me had to beg nobody, Patches. You understand? But because I'm doing the right thing, man, let me tell you here, Patches, they're talking about Timothy. The man opened up my head 2014 with me Lord the receipt them, I had them. Me not accountants. Me ain't get no subject. But he opened up my head and he said, don't bring me on the money. Go. And I went, Patches, to sift out my keys. Because I was paying money over and over. They say, oh, so I'm paying. But it's after I see I get in lawyers too, saying the whole. I said, no, this look funny. And I asked him, right there where the man just take picture by Jubilee place, the labor was first. They had show him and he went to them and then he advised me to go to my lawyer and I went. And then I'm bringing. But these spam people up and down, walking up and down with my name. If the man doing good, he doing good. He doing good. The man did not wipe off no money for me. A lot of them get the FIDF money, and because they tell them pay it back, they wait with the man. They want to hold the man doing these load of things for people over the country, and they can't prove it. You understand? I don't know whether they don't leave me. I don't trouble them. I don't care nothing about them. Let them leave me alone. I vote for who I want. I'm a big woman. I vote for Pam. I get my knockbout. I shouldn't have been in an upstairs house. Pam should have given me a flat house long time. Sheila Reynolds is who signed me paper them. And me get a house. And I used to do all kind of things for Pam. Going to court, abuse people, say all kind of things till they just going to in-house assembly and say how Dumpling went on in the court just to get on she name and all kind of things. And them they used to be in the cozy corner. But now, when they used to get Timothy load of money and going and take off people name for the $500. Because Patrick that they take off mine, you know. And I mean the Prime Minister to put on my name. So I went early in the morning in town. And when he come in with the police, I said, well, what's going on here? It's 3 months. I don't follow paper. My name in there. But the big bad wolf was just eating off people name like, is she money be? And them there they went 1995 and vote Labour. And I stayed here with them. Me ain't get nothing from Pam. It's Timothy give me daughter the house. But I just stand up for my daughter. Because she never here and go and jam me money off my bank book. I don't beg nobody nothing. I eat the best. And allow the man. And the ministers them need to come out and talk and say, well, where is the problem with them and Mr. Harris? They ain't talking. So what they want people to do, they want people to walk with the man and talk about the man. The man doing good. Good. And they want to whip down my name up and down and calling up my name about Pam give me house and me I'm grateful and all kind of my name. This summer, the one of the summer to the name this and the to get a house. But what? The big bad wolves tell them don't take it away from them. You think they're easy, no? Them people, you know, they're easy. They're easy. Them Pam people ain't easy. They want to believe that they could wrap up the Prime Ministers them and tell them all kinds of things. Make sure what they say. They better stay where they be, you know, and focus there, you know. Focus mind. Focus. Because Labour waiting on all you. Focus and say where you be. Because the country going good. Rabbi, I stay, Rabbi. This is dumpling. May afraid nobody. Or you come on the radio and express all yourself. Like me. Don't be jacking down my name and going and calling my name to people and saying, well, abusing Timothy for Pam. Me abusing the Timothy for Pam. He done me well. And where he leads me, I will follow. I go with him all the way. See you. Good night.
Good night, Dumpling. I'll take my two final calls tonight if you're guided by brevity. Caller, can you take 30 seconds?
Okay, yeah. Suppose the People's Action Movement focus on the supporters them. You understand the government? Focus on the supporters them, especially them with on the back panel. They focus on that Harris and the opposition with a negative thing, negative talk. Then government, they got a choice now. They're in the government. And Mr. Grant, I don't think you're call up on the radio. You should have left that. Because everything going smooth. He gave me a word of Friday, I think last week Friday there. I mean, he talked about the situation. And I tell him how we go. I tell him, he tell me how he go, and I tell him that certain thing. But I believe that he shouldn't have up on the radio, you know, so only show that they got the political differences. They come out finish the supporters them, who support unity, that they got something against the Prime Minister and the government, and all them in government together. But it's a wonderful note again, and God bless the Federation again.
Thank you. I'll take my final call. Ninth caller, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Can you use it?
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Good night, Patrick. This is Alva Pemberton.
Good night, sir.
I just want to make one mention. There's a lot of talk about the disintegration of team unity. But I want to emphasize that team begins with the letter T. And there can be no team without Timothy. Good night.
Thank you very much. That's the way we got to end it tonight. My Street Dog family. My time is done and I've got to run. I ask the Lord to help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good in all I do, the work of play, to grow more loving every day. I put my words in your mouth and hidden you in the shadow of my hand, says the Lord. I know your works. Look, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. Yes, I've set before you an open door, beg your pardon, which no one, absolutely no one, is able to shut. I know that you have but little power, yet you have kept my word and have not denied my name. I'm going to leave you with this prayer tonight, my Street Dog family, and asking Him Almighty to help us. Help us, dear Lord, to perceive the heart of matters and the truth of things. Let us neither be deceived, nor fool ourselves. And yet may our dreaming be charitable and generous enough to hold the people of heaven. The hope of heaven, my Straight Talk family, as I said before, because the benefits you can enjoy while we all remain on earth in this world of uncertainty. It's hope that keeps you spiritually alive during these dark times of adversity. It brightens your faith and heightens your awareness of the presence of Almighty God. His desire is that we may all overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Today I reflected on that short prayer to perceive the heart of matters and the truth of things. Let's reflect on it as we go to bed tonight. You have all agreed that preservation is not about self. Preservation is about people. You spoke of the stories, our stories and connections to each other, our shared past and sense of place that are all embodied in unity, in our homes, at work, and at play. My Straight Talk family, you did.
Of unity was great for the purpose for which it was intended. But let them all understand and remember what happened in Aesop's fable about the dog that was crossing the bridge with the bone. It had the bone, but it lost the bone by snapping at the reflection. Now, this point is a lot more important. In my view, is one of the most important points that must be addressed. And I do not know that it can be adequately addressed, A, by one party having a convention and trying to trash Dr. Harris, or PLP having a convention and trying to trash any other. No, the unity concept has worked. And out of that, all of the leaders of the different parties should have an open debate and may the best man win.
Yes, even to the lowliest, the highest, the in-between, everybody says the concept of unity has worked. Even Dumpling, she has agreed.
Dumpling, I agree with Mr. Tony Ross. Come, people, or you better wake up. Wake up. I had it hard with Labour. And are you letting them fool, are you? Are you letting them fool, are you? I want Sean Richard, Eugene Hamilton, especially. I ain't talking about the two Wagabond. Are you come on the radio and let them people know what's going on? Are you join together with Timothy, Mark Watley, and Pam? Why this thing was going down the G and so? With all the Labour people like the Jack in the pack.
Jack in the park. And like my warrior from the east, who said she'd been voting for one party since 1980. That's 42 years ago.
Remember why it was? When Timothy Harris and Sam Kanda joined with Sam, the opposition had a lot of things to say. And they went and they formed their own party and they called themselves PLP. Anybody remember that? They had to do it. Pamela never form a next government in the same case. Never on their own. And they still can't form a government on their own in same case. It's going to be a rough this election coming up. I have nothing to lose. And I don't care what nobody says. Pam make me. I make Pam. I vote for Pam all my life. And if I see aware where the Prime Minister doing good, I cannot be ungrateful. Pam people, it's time to wake up. Anyhow, I fall to the cracks. Labour get back in. The Labour people come with a lot of stupidness and getting some people upset, but not me. I'm going to pick sense out of nonsense and I'm going to see where this country wants to go forward. And that is me. And who works there and who don't like me like I, the patch is good night.
And most people in St. Nevis decided they wanted a unity group. Most people decided that it was time to put country above self. It was time to put country above party. It was time to put country above politics. And these people decided that country should be one. Unity is a state of oneness. Don't let the burdens and hardship of what people say distract you or discourage you. Keep your eyes firmly fixed on what God has promised at the end of the journey. It was divine intervention that we got unity. So my Straight Talk family, in the midst of life's storms, our hope is God's promise of heaven is an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. That's my story for the night, my family, and I am not going to change it. My time is done. I've got to run. Don't you move your dial. The mayor of St. Paul's comes right up next. Theophilus Theo Clark. Until we connect on Monday, have yourselves a pleasant, splendiferous, as my friend Al would say, weekend. Be good to all whom you meet, and be good to yourselves. Remember, whatever your mind conceives, that you will achieve. You just got to believe. So when you wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank Him for taking you to the night. And don't forget, you can get breakfast tomorrow down at Jasmine's. Could I forget that? Saltfish, jolly cakes, bakes, and all sorts of dishes. But until we connect on Monday, be good to yourselves, my Straight Talk family. We connect and we continue our discussion. But remember what you might conceal, I said, that you will achieve. But first of all, you got to believe. So to wake in the morning, thank God for the morning light. Thank you for taking you to the night. And my Straight Talk family, keep moving on. Bye-bye. Till we connect on Monday.